Hello everyone, this is our next lecture on the same topic, measure of central tendency. In last lecture, we have seen the definition of measure of central tendency. Central tendency refers to a central value of a series. After that, its properties and function of central properties and purpose of measure of central tendency. After that, we saw the definition of arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is denoted by x bar and is defined as sum of observation divided by total number of observation. Then calculation of arithmetic mean for different type of data. First, for individual observation. So the formula for arithmetic mean for individual observation is x bar is equal to summation of xi upon n, where n is number of observation. Then arithmetic mean for ungrouped frequency distribution. Ungrouped frequency distribution means observation along with frequency, means this type of data. 10, suppose the observation is 10, its frequency is 2. Then next observation is 20, its frequency, suppose it is 7. So for this type of data is known as ungrouped frequency distribution. So for the ungrouped frequency distribution, the formula for arithmetic mean is x bar is equal to summation of fi into xi divided by summation of fi. Means this first column is known as xi and the second column is fi, means observation along with frequency. So the product of first column and second column, that is fi into xi and its sum. So fi into xi divided by summation of fi. Summation of fi means sum of this column. So the formula for ungrouped frequency distribution is x bar is equal to summation of fi into xi divided by summation of fi. Then arithmetic mean for group frequency distribution. Group frequency distribution means class interval along with frequency, means this type of data. Suppose the first class interval is 10 to 20. Suppose its frequency is 7. Next class interval is 20 to 30. Suppose its frequency is 10. So for this type of data, the formula for calculation of arithmetic mean is x bar is equal to summation of fi into mi divided by summation of fi. Here mi means midpoint. So for this type of data we have to calculate the middle value. The formula for middle value is lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. Means for this type of class interval the mid value is 10 plus 20, 30. 30 by 2 is 50. So for this class interval middle value is 15. So the formula for group frequency distribution is x bar is equal to fi into mi divided by fi. This formula is known as arithmetic mean calculation of arithmetic mean by using the direct method. The next method for calculation of arithmetic mean for group frequency distribution is step deviation method. The formula for step deviation method is x bar is equal to a plus summation of fi into di divided by n into h, where di is equal to mi minus a upon h. Mi is midpoint or middle value. H is class width. Class width is calculated as upper class limit minus lower class limit. Suppose for this type of class interval class width is 20 minus 10, that is 10. So di is equal to mi minus a upon h, and a is assume mean. Assume mean means we have to assume some value from the given observation. So this assumption is based on n. If n is odd, means number of observations are odd, then the assume mean is a middlemost observation. And if n is even, means there are even number of observation, then assume mean is any one point of the middle to observation. So the formula for step deviation method is x bar is equal to A plus summation of Fi into Di upon N. Capital N means summation of Fi into H, where H is class width. Then we saw properties of arithmetic mean. First property is sum of observation is equal to the product of arithmetic mean and number of observation. That is summation of xi is equal to n into x bar. We know that the formula for arithmetic mean is x bar is equal to summation of xi upon n. So from this we can say that summation of xi is equal to n into x bar, that is sum of observation equal to the product of arithmetic mean and number of observation. Second property is the algebraic sum of deviations of observation from their arithmetic mean is 0, that is summation of xi minus x bar is always 0. Next property is effect of change of origin and scale. If ui is equal to xi minus a upon h, then u bar is equal to x bar minus a upon h. Next property is calculation of arithmetic mean for combined group. So the formula for combined arithmetic mean is denoted by xc bar and is given by n1 into x1 bar plus n2 into x2 bar divided by n1 plus n2, where n1 is sample size of first group, n2 is sample size of second group, x1 bar is arithmetic mean of first group and x2 bar is arithmetic mean of second group. After that we saw weighted arithmetic mean. Sometimes weights are given. In that case we calculate weighted arithmetic mean. Weighted arithmetic mean is denoted by xw bar and it is given as summation of wi xi divided by summation of wi. After that we saw merits and demerits of arithmetic mean. To overcome the drawback of arithmetic mean, we saw our second measure of central tendency, that is median. So the definition of median is the middlemost observation. Then we saw the calculation of median first for qualitative data. If qualities are given, then median is the middlemost observation. Firstly, we have to arrange the data either in increasing order or in decreasing order. Then the middlemost observation is known as median. Second, we saw calculation of median for individual observation. So for individual observation, if n means number of observations are odd, then the formula for median is the value of n plus 1 by 2th observation. Firstly, we have to arrange the data either in increasing order or in decreasing order. And then the median is, if n number of observations are odd, then the median is value of n plus 1 by 2th observation. And if number of observations are even, then median is the value of n by 2th observation plus n by 2 plus 1th observation divided by 2. For discrete frequency distribution, the value of median is the corresponding value of the variable just bigger than the n by 2, the value of n by 2 observation. And for continuous frequency distribution, median can be calculated by using the formula median is equal to L plus n by 2 minus Cf upon f into h, where L is lower limit of the median class. Cf is cumulative frequency just preceding to the median class. F is the frequency of the median class and h is the class width. We saw the drawback of arithmetic mean, that arithmetic mean cannot be calculated graphically. So this drawback is overcome in median. Median can be determined graphically. The procedure is as follows. First, draw less than Ogive curve by taking upper class boundaries on x-axis and less the cumulative frequency on y-axis. Means suppose you have to given any data, so for that data you have to draw the less than type of Ogive curve, and in first chapter we already saw how to draw the Ogive curve. For less than type Ogive curve, we have to take upper class boundaries on x-axis and less than cumulative frequency on y-axis. So this is our Ogive curve. This is the Ogive curve by taking less than type cumulative frequencies on y-axis and by taking upper class limit on x-axis and less than type cumulative frequencies on y-axis. So first you have to draw the less than type of Ogive curve. Then second one is by definition of median, it is the size of n by 2th observation. Means we already saw in our discrete frequency median calculation of median for discrete frequency distribution or in continuous frequency distribution, we have to locate the median class, and the value of median class is located by using the value of n by 2. So in diagrammatical representation also we have to locate the value of n by 2. Means firstly we have to calculate the value of n by 2 and then locate n by 2 on y-axis. So the value of n by 2 is located on the y-axis. Means suppose for this is the random example. So for this example the value of n by 2 is 27. So we locate here n by, so we locate here the n by 2. So here the n by 2. Then locate n by 2 on y-axis and from this point draw a line parallel to the x-axis to meet the cumulative frequency curve. Means from this point we have to draw a line parallel to x-axis. Means from this n by 2 we draw the line parallel to x-axis which meet at this Ogive curve. Then next step is from the intersecting point of line and Ogive curve draw perpendicular on x-axis. So from this point of from this point of intersection we have to draw a perpendicular line to the x-axis, and this point of this meeting point of x-axis is known as median. Means as our last step, read the foot of perpendicular as median of the distribution. Means the foot of the perpendicular is known as the median. So for calculation of drawing the median graphically, firstly we have to draw the less than type of Ogive curve. Then we have to locate the point n by 2 on y-axis. Then draw a parallel line to the x-axis from this point n by 2 up to the Ogive curve, and from this point draw a perpendicular to the x-axis, and this point of intersection, that is this perpendicular line and the point at the x-axis. So this point is known as the median, and in this way we can draw median graphically. Now next topic is finding the missing frequency. Means suppose here 3 frequencies are given and 2 frequencies are missing. So we have to calculate this missing frequency. So how to calculate this missing frequency? Let's understand the procedure by using the example. Suppose the example is the daily expenditure of 100 families are given below. If the median of the distribution is 43.5, means median is already given. Find the missing frequency. Means these frequencies are missing. We have to calculate this missing frequency. Data is daily expenditure in rupees and number of families. So for the first class interval 20 to 29, 24 frequency is given. This frequency is missing, and for the class interval 50 to 59 frequency is missing. So we have to calculate the missing frequency. First we will write the given. Here we see that the classes are not in continuous. Means upper limit of first class is not same as lower limit of second class, or upper limit of second class is not same as lower limit of first class. So first we have to make these classes in continuous form. So for making this continuous, The procedure is subtract 0.5 from the lower limit and add 0.5 to the upper limit. So 20 minus 0.5 is 19.5 and 19.5 and 29 plus 0.5 is 29.5. So next class is 30 minus 0.5 is 29.5 and 39 plus 0.5 is 39.5 and so on. Means these discrete classes can be converted into continuous by subtracting 0.5 from the lower limit and adding 0.5 to the upper limit. So let these missing frequencies be x and y. So we denote the frequency of the class interval 30 to 39 by x and 50 to 59 by y. Then write the given. Here n means number, total frequency. So total frequency is given, that is the daily expenditure of 100 families, means total families are 100. So here capital N, which is equals to 100. Then median is also given. Median of the distribution is 43.5. Median is also given. It is a 43.5 and we know that median is given. So the median class must be 39.5 to 49.5, means this class 39.5 to 49.5. This is our median class because median is given, that is 43.5, and we know that median is always lies between that class interval. So our median class is 39.5 to 49.5. We know that total frequency capital N is equal to 100, means total, and we can calculate the frequency is the sum of these observation, that is 24, this is x plus 27 plus y plus 15, which must be equal to 100. So we can write here n is equal to 100 is equal to 66. 66 means 24 plus 27 plus 15, addition of these three numbers, that is 66. So we write here n is equal to 66 plus x plus y. So x plus y is equal to 100 minus 66. Therefore x plus y is equal to 34. Let it be the equation number 1. For calculation of continuous median for continuous frequency distribution, our formula is median is equal to L plus n by 2 minus Cf upon f into h. For this, our first step is we have to calculate the less than type cumulative frequency. So for this data, less than type cumulative frequency is first observation as it is, that is 24. Then 24 plus x, then 24 plus 27 plus x, that is 51 plus x, then 51 plus x plus y, and then 51 plus 15 plus x plus y, that is 66 plus x plus y, and our median class is this class 39.5 to 49.5. This is our median class. So just substitute the value of L, Cf and F. Here L is lower, L means lower limit of median class, that is 39.5. N by 2 is, N is 100. It is already given. So 100 by 2 is equal to 50. F is frequency of the median class, so its frequency is 27. Cf is cumulative frequency just preceding to the median class, so it is 24 plus x, and h is class width, which is equal to upper limit minus lower limit, that is 10. So just substitute these values. Median is equal to L is 39.5 plus n by 2 is 50, minus CF is 24 plus X upon F is 27 into H is 20. Now just calculate this equation. Median is equal to 39.5 plus 50 minus 24 minus X upon 27 into 20. So this is 43. Median is already given, that is 43.5. We substitute the value of median. 43.5 is equal to 39.5 plus 50 minus 24 is 26. So 26 minus X upon 27 into 20. 43.5, this 39.5 is shifted here, so it is subtracted. So 43.5 minus 39.5 equal to 26 minus X upon 27 into 20. That is 4 is equal to 26 minus X upon 27 by into 20. So after calculating all this, we get the value of X, that is 31.4. So the value of X is 31.4. Just substitute the value of X in equation number 1. Equation 1 is X plus Y is equal to 34. So we can get the value of Y. So X plus Y is equal to 34. 31.4 plus Y is equal to 34. Therefore Y is equal to 2.6. These are the value of missing frequency. Since the data is daily expenditure and number of families, so number of families are not in the fraction, so we convert it into the whole number. So X is 31.4, which is approximately equal to 31, and Y is 2.6, which is approximately equal to 3. So the value of X is 31 and the value of Y is 3. We can check our answer is right or wrong by taking the addition of all these numbers. If the addition is 100, then answer is right, otherwise it is wrong. Next topic is merits and demerits of median. First we will see what are the merits. First merit is median is easy to understand and easy to calculate even for non-mathematical person. Next, median is not affected by extreme observations. It can be used for both kinds of data, either quantitative or qualitative. Median can be computed while dealing with a distribution having open-end classes. We can calculate the median for open-end classes. And last merit is the value of median determined graphically. We can calculate median graphically. Next, demerits. For calculating median, it is necessary to arrange the data in particular order, and it becomes tedious and time consuming when data contains large number of items. Means we cannot arrange the data in either in increasing order or in decreasing order. Next drawback is median being a positional average is not based on each and every item of the distribution. Next drawback is median is not suitable for further mathematical treatment. That is, given the size of the and values of median for different groups, we cannot compute median for the combined group. And last drawback is median is affected more by the fluctuations of sampling as compared with other measure. These are the demerits or drawbacks of median. In next lecture, we will see mode. Thank you.